Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Indie Direct, where we look at nothing but indie titles and give them that sweet, sweet loving that they deserve. I'm Ghost, and I got a good one coming at you today. It's gonna be Moons of Madness. But before we jump into that, if you guys like what we're doing here, leave a like, subscribe, and if you got a game that you want us to play, leave a comment down below. So let's jump into it. You play as Shane Newhart, an engineer stationed at Trailblazer Alpha on Mars. So needless to say, your security clearance means nothing. You would have never known what was going on there unless you saw what was going on in the greenhouse. And that's where the true craziness starts to happen. Some kind of tendril growths would almost seem like extraterrestrials. And in your journeys, you're met with visions, hallucinations, and even visions in your head. You don't know what's true, what's not, and it seems like there's something, I guess, otherworldly you would say is going on, and you're trying to find out what it is. I can't give this game enough praise. To be honest, the user-defined tags hit it perfectly. It is an adventure, horror, Lovecraftian sci-fi space game. That's exactly what it is, and the Lovecraftian part nails the head perfectly. It's exactly what a Lovecraftian should be. Not this show the enemy, show the boss, show the main person who's ruling everything, and what the bigger, badder enemy is. It leaves it to imagination, to interpretation. It never lets you know exactly what's going on, and that's what makes a Lovecraftian perfect. The overall aesthetics were perfect. Graphics were beautiful and crisp. The sound design was excellent. You could feel the tension. You loved the ambiance and the very subtle sounds that you would hear in space, or on a space station, I guess you would say. I think one of my biggest things that I liked about it was actually the animations. Usually if you were running normally, or you were going to do something that you weren't really freaked out about, you would run your normal stuff, you would hook up your airlines calmly, and you'd be filling up your oxygen. But once you were in a very dire situation, it wasn't the same thing. It was still, he was struggling, he was rushing. You could feel that Shane was in a sense of panic, and it helped develop that character, which most protagonists don't usually get to be shown that way. Again, this was a great game. There were multiple things that were good about it. If I were to try to pick out some cons about it, I would say that for certain people, it does have a lot of reading and world building into it. And if you don't like a game to where you have to read a lot, this may not be a game for you. But honestly, you don't have to read everything to get the broad picture. It doesn't really do much of the world building for you. That's where most of the reading would come in. But you don't have to read them. It's definitely still a great experience without it. The other thing that I could probably pull out a little bit would be some of the puzzles or some of the actions that you have to do to get around certain obstacles. It can be sometimes a little tedious, but I kind of let that go because it was very few in between. Really wasn't much to it. So I could kind of overlook it, but I could see somebody who would get a little annoyed of having to scan something again, or having to move a camera or something like that, especially in the beginning stages where you're really just doing daily tasks for probably like the first 30 minutes of the game, and that could seem very boring. But that's really the only cons that I would have to say that I could add to this game. It honestly was a phenomenal experience. The ending really had me thinking. The world was set up so perfectly. You saw what Shane was doing, and you expected maybe a certain outcome, and it is or it isn't what you were expecting, and it still leaves you in a sense of wonderment, like what happens, what's going on, or why was this done the way it was done. And again, I guess that's what Lovecraftian was meant to be like. But if you are looking for a game that is a lot of, I guess I would say, like jump scare horror, terrifying and stuff like that, this game wouldn't really be for you. This is almost like a suspense horror. It doesn't give you like the quick jumps or the quick rush that you would want in a horror game like you would think. It's more of just the experience, the unknown, and the uneasy that you would feel from this game. That's really what it is. But I would definitely recommend it for everyone to pick up, even for people who think they wouldn't like this game, just in the plain fact of like what the story would be. At the end, you probably will most likely be pondering like what's going on. So definitely pick it up, and I give all the praise to the developers of this game. They did wonderful. But guys, that's going to be it for this review. Like, subscribe, got a game you want us to play, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.